the evolution of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Hey there, monster enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the legends of the big screen. Today, we're talking about the one name that's towered above all in monster cinema for over 6 decades, Godzilla. From destroying cities to defending humanity, Godzilla has been a symbol, a savior, and sometimes our worst nightmare. But how did this giant reptilian creature capture the hearts and minds of audiences worldwide? Grab your popcorn and settle in, because we're about to embark on an epic journey exploring Godzilla's origins, his evolution through the eras, his massive cultural impact, and why he remains the undefeated king of the monsters. The birth of a legend. All right, let's rewind to 1950s Japan. The country is recovering from the devastation of World War II. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are still fresh wounds, and the fear of nuclear radiation looms large. Amidst this backdrop, Japanese filmmakers sought to represent these anxieties, and thus Godzilla was born. Godzilla, or Gojira in Japanese, a combination of gorilla and whale, was conceived as a metaphor for nuclear destruction. He wasn't just a monster, he was the embodiment of the dangers of nuclear weapons and the uncontrollable force of nature when tampered with. Enter the 1954 masterpiece Gojira, directed by Ishiro Honda. This film wasn't your typical monster flick. It was a dark, somber reflection on the horrors of nuclear war. Godzilla emerges from the depths of the ocean, awakened and mutated by hydrogen bomb testing. His rampage through Tokyo isn't just about chaos, it's a direct allegory for the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The film struck a chord with audiences. It wasn't just about the spectacle of destruction. It was a poignant commentary on the consequences of human actions. The scenes of a devastated Tokyo, the suffering of its citizens, and the helplessness of the military painted a grim picture that resonated deeply with post-war Japan. Now, let's geek out a bit on the special effects. In the era before CGI, bringing a giant monster to life was no small feat. Enter suitmation, the technique of using an actor in a monster suit. Haruo Nakajima, the man behind the mask or suit in this case, gave Godzilla his menacing movements. Can you imagine stomping around in a 200-pound rubber suit under hot studio lights? Talk about dedication. Eiji Tsuburaya, the special effects maestro, created intricate miniature sets of Tokyo for Godzilla to destroy. The level of detail was incredible. Tiny buildings, tanks, trains, everything crafted to scale. These practical effects gave the film a tangible realism that's still impressive today. Godzilla through the eras. Showa era, 1975. Moving on to the Showa era, Godzilla's character underwent some significant changes. He transitioned from a terrifying symbol of destruction to a defender of humanity. Yep, our boy Godzilla became a hero. In films like Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, 1964, Godzilla teams up with other monsters like Mothra and Rodan to save Earth from the space monster King Ghidorah. The tone of the movies shifted to be more playful and kid-friendly, appealing to a broader audience. Who can forget Godzilla vs. Megalon, 1973, where he teams up with Jet Jaguar? Or that infamous dropkick scene? Absolute classics. The Showa era was all about fun monster brawls, wild storylines, and Godzilla's ever-evolving role as Earth's protector. Heisei era, 1984 to 1995. Then came the Heisei era, which rebooted the franchise and returned Godzilla to his darker roots. Starting with The Return of Godzilla, 1984, the series ignored all previous sequels and picked up after the 1954 original. These films featured enhanced special effects and more serious storylines. Godzilla was once again a force of nature, embodying nuclear fears. Movies like Godzilla vs. Biollante, 1989, introduced bioengineered monsters, while Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991, played with time travel. The stakes were higher, the battles more intense, and the themes deeper. Millennium Era, 1999 to 2004. The Millennium Era brought a fresh take, with each film acting as a standalone story with its own continuity. This meant directors could explore new ideas without being tied down by previous plots. Godzilla 2000 Millennium kicked things off, reintroducing Godzilla with a sleek new look and pitting him against the alien monster Orga. Then there was Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, 2001. Try saying that 3 times fast, which painted Godzilla as an ancient beast awakened by the unrest of souls lost in World War II. The era culminated with Godzilla Final Wars 2004, an all-out monster brawl featuring almost every kaiju from the franchise. Think of it as the Avengers Endgame of Godzilla movies. It was action-packed, over-the-top, and a fitting celebration of Godzilla's 50th anniversary. Reiwa era 2016 present. Fast forward to the Reiwa era, and Godzilla continues to evolve. Shin Godzilla 2016 presented a fresh, terrifying version of the monster. Directed by Hideaki Anno and Shinji Higuchi, the film portrays Godzilla as an ever-evolving creature, highlighting the government's slow response to disasters, a clear commentary on real-life events like the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. On the animated front, Netflix released a trilogy starting with Godzilla Planet of the Monsters 2017. Set in a dystopian future where humans have abandoned Earth, it explores new themes and pushes the boundaries of the franchise into sci-fi territory. Godzilla in the West, the 1998 American adaptation. Now, let's talk about Godzilla's journey in the West. In 1998, Hollywood tried its hand at bringing Godzilla to American audiences. Directed by Roland Emmerich, the film was a departure from the source material. Godzilla was redesigned to look more like a giant reptilian creature, and the setting moved to New York City. While the film was a box office success, it was met with heavy criticism from fans and critics alike. The main gripe? It didn't feel like a true Godzilla movie. The essence of what made Godzilla iconic was missing. The nuclear origins, the indomitable force of nature, the deeper themes. Legendary's Monsterverse, 2014 present. But redemption was on the horizon. In 2014, Legendary Pictures launched the Monsterverse with Godzilla, directed by Gareth Edwards. This film honored Godzilla's roots while introducing stunning modern visuals. Godzilla was massive, powerful, and most importantly, felt like the king of the monsters. Then came Kong Skull Island 2017, expanding the universe and reintroducing King Kong. Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 raised the stakes even higher, bringing in classic monsters like Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. The film was a kaiju fan's dream come true, with epic battles and breathtaking effects. Finally, Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 delivered the showdown we've all been waiting for. Two titans clashing in an all-out battle for supremacy. The Monsterverse successfully reinvigorated Godzilla in the West, respecting the legacy while providing fresh, exhilarating experiences. Cultural impact and legacy. Iconic status in pop culture. Godzilla isn't just a movie character. He's a cultural phenomenon. He's appeared in over 30 films, making him one of the longest-running film franchises in history. His influence extends to music, with bands like Blue Oyster Cult paying homage, and appearances in video games, from classic arcades to modern consoles. He even has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The image of Godzilla is instantly recognizable worldwide, a testament to his lasting impact on popular culture. Environmental and social themes. Beyond the destruction and monster battles, Godzilla films often carry powerful messages. The original was a stark warning about the dangers of nuclear weapons. Later films tackled issues like environmental pollution, as seen in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, 1971, where Godzilla fights a smog monster born from industrial waste. These themes remain relevant today, highlighting humanity's impact on the planet and serving as cautionary tales. Godzilla serves as both a mirror and a warning, a reminder of what can happen when nature is pushed to its limits. Fanbase and fandom. Let's give a shout out to the fans, the lifeblood of the franchise. From collecting memorabilia to cosplaying at conventions like G-Fest, the Godzilla fandom is as passionate as it gets. Online communities thrive with fan art, discussions, fan fiction, and debates over the best Godzilla era. The dedication of fans has helped keep Godzilla relevant and ensured his place in cinema history. It's a global community united by a love for the king of the monsters. Behind the monster, the making of Godzilla films. Ever wonder what goes on behind the scenes of a Godzilla movie? It's a blend of artistry, technology, and sometimes a bit of madness. In the early days, filmmakers relied heavily on practical effects. Miniature cities were painstakingly built only to be demolished by actors in monster suits. Over the years, the franchise has embraced advancements in technology. Animatronics, CGI, and motion capture have allowed for more dynamic and detailed portrayals. Yet, many films still pay homage to the traditional methods, blending old-school techniques with modern effects. Directors like Ishiro Honda, Shusuke Kaneko, and Gareth Edwards have each brought their unique vision to Godzilla, adding layers to his character and the worlds he inhabits. Music and sound design. Now let's talk about the sounds that bring Godzilla to life. His iconic roar, unmistakable and bone-chilling. Created by composer Akira Ifukube, it was made by rubbing a resin-coated leather glove along the strings of a double bass. The result? A sound that's both primal and otherworldly. Ifukube also composed many of the classic Godzilla themes, infusing the films with atmosphere and emotion. The music has become as iconic as Godzilla himself, with motifs that fans can recognize instantly. Conclusion. Recap of Godzilla's evolution. So, from his origins as a metaphor for nuclear devastation to his role as a pop culture icon, Godzilla's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. He's evolved across eras, reflecting the changing times and the concerns of society. The future of Godzilla. What lies ahead for the King of the Monsters? With the success of the MonsterVerse and ongoing interest worldwide, the future looks bright. There are whispers of new projects, potential crossovers, and fresh stories waiting to be told. One thing's for sure, we haven't seen the last of Godzilla. Final thoughts. Godzilla endures because he's more than just a giant monster. He's a symbol, a force of nature that reminds us of our vulnerabilities and the consequences of our actions. Yet he also represents hope, resilience, and the enduring spirit of humanity. Whether you're a lifelong fan or new to the world of kaiju, Godzilla offers something for everyone. His roar echoes through time, a reminder of where we've been and a warning of where we could go. Acknowledgements. Thank you so much for joining me on this epic exploration of Godzilla's legacy. It's been a blast sharing my passion for the King of the Monsters with all of you. Engagement reminder. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Got a favorite Godzilla moment or movie? Maybe a monster you'd love to see him battle next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read them. Until next time, keep embracing the epic and the monstrous. Stay awesome, folks.